Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the links that I will be using for 2024. Now, depending on what industry you guys are trying to rank for and what kind of websites you are trying to rank, this strategy will change. However, I'm going to try and cover as much ground as I possibly can. Before we get into this video, make certain to check out casualdash.com, where you can book me out for a free 15-minute strategy call and I can go over how you can grow your organic traffic for your website. So starting us off with link type number 1, I have just searched law firm in Wyoming, and we were looking at a website called Halfway Law. And if we take a look at their type of links, we can see a lot of directory style links. So for example, they have been listed on justia.com. This is just a massive law directory. Now, for easier towns and cities, getting directories, getting citations, they work very, very well. There are several types of citations that you should know about. There are location-based citations. So if I was trying to rank for law firms in Wyoming, I would be looking for directories that are in Wyoming, so other Wyoming businesses are actually listed in those directories. And also the second type of directory is law firm directories, which we just saw then. Now, the reason why I would be mixing it up is because if you have got a load of, let's say, 20 directories that are all based to do with Wyoming's businesses, then you're going to build up your relevance to do with Wyoming, and same goes for the law firms. So let's say there's 10 different law directories. Again, you're building up that relevance, which then passes through to your website. So if there are several of those types of directories that you can get, then brilliant. And for a very local and easy to win keyword, that should be enough in 2024. One thing that you should bear in mind about citations is if you are going to go and get a blast of citations, there are several on the internet where there are, let's say, 5,000 citations. Now, the issue you have with those gigs is that if you were to go and get 5,000 citations, not all of them will be relevant to do with your location or to do with your industry. So you just need to bear that in mind. Let's say if I got a citation that is to do with Miami businesses and it's linking to my law firm in Wyoming, there is no relevance. There are a lot of gigs online where they offer you, let's say, 500 or 1,000 citations. And what you need to bear in mind is that, are those citations relevant? Are they in your area or in your state, or are they niche dependent as well? If they aren't in your area, they're not in your state, and you're, let's say, getting a citation from a Miami related citation website, then there is no relevance to, let's say, your law firm in Wyoming or wherever you might be. So you just need to bear in mind that the citations that you are getting, they are somewhat relevant, whether it's location based, whether it is industry based as well. That is the biggest thing. Now, one thing that I will say is that citations, if it is a fairly difficult keyword, you won't rank position 1. Law firms in Wyoming, it's quite an easy to win keyword. However, if this was law firms in New York, for example, we would need to do a few extra things to rank for law firms in New York. So this takes us on to our next style of link. Now, the website that we are looking at here is pnlawyers.com. These are a law firm in Manhattan. They also rank very well for law firms in New York. So if you do want to check them out and essentially follow along, you can do that as well. Now, one thing that these guys have done, very similar to what I was telling you guys before, they have got a base layer of citations. Now, the citations act as a pillow style link, which essentially citations, they don't pass that much power. They build up the trust and the relevance a little bit. So one thing that PN Lawyers do very well is they actually have a lot of niche edits going through to their homepage. Now, what you will actually find is they have got a lot of these style links going through to their website. Now, what you need to obviously remember is that if you are building niche edits or link insertions, some people call them, they have already been indexed by Google. So let's say, for example, you were to go and get a link from Forbes, that page essentially has been crawled and indexed by Google, and then you're essentially placing that link. So that page essentially is passing a lot of power through to your homepage. This is a very similar strategy that I do on my website. So what I will be doing is I'll be doing a list of, let's say, 60 or 100 citations. The next step would be essentially the niche edits pointing through to the homepage, and they have got a lot of branded links. So it's really good to see that they are actually doing that style. It's a very good, strong foundation that they have built through to their website. Now, the pros of niche edits or link insertion is that they actually pass a little bit more power. and the pages that you are essentially getting a link from have already been indexed as well. So very quickly Google can essentially see that you are getting a link from these pages, and essentially you get more page rank through to your homepage. Now that is the pro of a niche edit. However, the cons of a niche edit is that they might not be on the most relevant websites. So right now the strategy is we are actually focusing a lot on power. So that's what the niche edits essentially do. With niche edits, you're not getting that much relevance. So the guest posts, which is the next type of link that we'll be talking about, they will pass a little bit more relevance through to our website. Now, when I'm talking about power and relevance, let's say, for example, you were to go and get a niche edit and you are a personal injury lawyer. Your niche edit might only be talking about law, for example. So you always need to bear that in mind when you are building niche edits. They're not going to be 100% relevant. They're going to be somewhat relevant, but just bear that in mind when you are looking to scale out niche edits for your website. So this is gambling.com. They rank #1 for best online casinos or best casinos online. And as we can see here, they have got a lot of guest posts. So for example, jpost.com, they are essentially a guest posting website, and if we take a look here, reputable online casinos, it links through to their best online casinos page. Now, the brilliant thing about guest posts is you can actually pick the content that is on this website. So it's going to be hyper relevant to the page that you're trying to rank. So if you're trying to rank for lawyers in New York, or if you're trying to rank for best online casinos, you can essentially reach out to this website or reach out to a website that accepts guest posting, and essentially you can write the content yourself. Or for example, if you have a content writer, you can get the content written, and it is essentially very, very relevant to the page that you're trying to rank for. Now, a few tips that I would say when you are doing guest posts is always make certain that you are spam checking the links that you're getting. Make certain that you're using tools such as LRT if you can. I know that it is expensive, but if you are trying to scale out links in 2024 and if you're trying to be safe about doing it, you definitely need to be spam checking your links. Otherwise, you're just going to essentially destroy your website. And the next thing that I would also recommend as well is trying to rank for LSIs of your keywords as well, because essentially when a guest post is truly strong and it's passing the most amount of power and traffic through to your website is when it is actually ranking. So the last thing you would want to be doing is just ranking your guest posts for best casinos online, because 9 times out of 10 JPost doesn't have the topical authority to rank for that. However, what gambling.com have done in this scenario is that they have made it casino related. It's also to do with Israel as well, so it's actually relevant to this website. If you can essentially make the content relevant to the website you're posting it on, you can actually get a lot of traffic through to it. So that is one thing to bear in mind when you are looking to scale out guest posts on various websites. The next style of link that we are looking at is tiered links. So for example, again, this is the gambling.com scenario. What they have done is they have got a link from traveldudes.com talking about the top tourist attractions in Macau, China. And what they have actually done, so this is just a guest post, and what they've done is they have built links through to this page. So if we actually look at referring domains here, as you can see, they have got 14 referring domains, but they've also built some tier 2 links through to it. Now, if we actually take a look at the backlinks that's pointing through to that, as you can see here, they have got some niche edits that is pointing through to their guest post. Now, one thing that a lot of people do is they will go and buy guest posts or niche edits, but they aren't actually powering this URL up. Now, in an ideal world, you want your guest post to rank for various keywords. You want to be getting as much page rank through to this URL, whether it is through building internal links or whether it is actually building links through to your guest posts. Now, the reason why we're doing that is Google will essentially crawl this URL quicker if it's a guest post, which means that it's going to index a lot quicker, which means that our website is going to get more page rank or more link juice going through to it. And again, it's just natural for pages to get links. If you are just acquiring, let's say, 50 or 100 different guest posts and none of them are getting linked to, then that does look unnatural. When you are doing link building, you want to make it look as natural as you possibly can. So always just bear that in mind when you are doing any form of guest posting or niche edits. You want to be powering up your guest posts and niche edits with tier 2 links. And again, not many people do it. So if you're the only person in your industry that is doing tiered links link building, then you are going to get massively rewarded for it as well, especially if none of your competitors are doing any form of tiered link building. So that has been my video on the types of links that I am using most commonly in 2024. There are a few different links that I haven't spoken about in this video. If you guys want me to do a part 2 to this video, then drop a comment down below and I will do a part 2. If you guys want a free 15-minute strategy call with myself, make sure to check out .com. The link is in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.